What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Coop in the Coop, and today I got the part 2 of my Awaken Maegu PvP guide. And this time I'm just going to be showing you guys some different combos regarding the air attack routes she has. She has a buff that gives her air attack damage, and if you're in Spirit Forge state, it'll increase your air attack damage by double the normal amount it increases it by. So at first it's like 5%, and if you're in Spirit Forge, it makes it plus 10%. So we're gonna be talking about that. Also gonna be talking about core skill Crush, which makes this a super armor. And I've kind of been thinking about swapping over to that, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, first we're gonna start with, like last time in the previous video, I was talking about your buffs, with your moves that give you buffs and whatnot. So Flesh gives you the critical hit rate plus 30%. This is the Fan Kick, which gives you the air attack damage, which I was just speaking about, and Stroke gives you the AP boost. Let me see what it's AP plus 20. So yeah, you get all of that from just those moves, and we're gonna try to incorporate those in the combos we do. And also, I'm gonna talk about as well how to manage the Spirit Forge buff. So there's a couple of moves that put you in Spirit Forge or the Spirit Forge state, and the one I just did put me in the Spirit Forge state, which is Encore. But you see, it doesn't give me the crit buff everybody's like. So you get like, it's kind of weird how it is. It needs to fix it, but if you do ambush after jumping, you see it gives me the buff for 20 seconds. And if I was to walk up to him and hit him with that, it doesn't give me the boost. So what does this mean? Now, if I was to, say I go do a combo, right? Let's look at the air attack on that, plus 10%. So that's how you know. Well, that's how I've been able to kind of tell if I'm actually in the Spirit Forge state or not, and it's with this air attack thing. So let me try doing that combo without doing ambush first, and I think you should still get the same thing. Let's see how far we get in there. See, plus 10%. So I think, let's see, where's it at? Twirling Crane. So Twirling Crane is basically the passive, and it's also like the heal she does, but it kind of explains the passive as well. When you combo in the skills mentioned below with the Revered Fox Spirit, you get the crit hit buff. Now, let me go to, where's a move with, okay, see, you see these, the following effects apply when Spirit Forge: increase activation speed, increase attack area, and down attack. Now, when you're playing this character or this class, it's not gonna have like an indication like if you're on Succession where you're like in the state of Spirit. For the actual combo, kind of like the same thing we're doing with the other starter. We'll do. And they're definitely like those down smashes are just extra, but you're gonna get used to like just flowing through the combos once you get some more knowledge of matchups and whatnot. Because a lot of matchups are gonna be hard for Awakening Maegu. This class isn't easy, and it's definitely has potential though. So hopefully Pearl Abyss, sees that the character needs a little bit of help. And it's not even really like she doesn't need any big AoE. She doesn't need any crazy things. She just needs some ability. She needs something that allows her to actually sustain herself in group fights because she doesn't really have a lot of recovery in her kit outside of the twirling crane. Outside of that, man, she doesn't really have any way to. It's like she's Lon, but without the heals. Like Lon can just fucking smack anything and just heal through it. Like I used to play Lon, and I forgot what move it was that I could leech off people with, but it was like two moves or three moves that I could just leech, and it feels like she kind of lacks that kind of stuff. So her being close range and the lack of armors as well makes a lot of her combos in group scenarios. Um, they're just vulnerable to her teammate. Their teammates just running over and CCing you, and then now you can't, finish them off because she has the damage to 1v1 or the damage to kill classes. It's just she's not fully protected while doing so to get like she's not fully protected during her strongest combos which she needs to kill with. So that's her one downfall. But hopefully they look into that. She's a very slippery class. I love the movement, love the combos, how they feel, how they look. But yeah, hopefully this guide helps you all with your combos. Please give